Joining us for a conversation is Industries Minister TRB Raja. Sir, thank you so much for your time. In a first of its kind, Tamil Nadu has emerged as the first state to provide matching grants to industries under central government scheme. Can you please simplify this for us?
Okay. About 20 days back, the union government announced a manufacturing scheme for electronics components manufacturing. Then immediately, our Chief Minister TRB Raja asked us to do a round table on the existing ecosystem and build on it. Learn from them and then build on that ecosystem so that we can add more value to the union government's incentives. So, in a first of its kind, the state government has come out with a matching grant. It's an electronics component manufacturing scheme. We've added more value to what the union government is already providing. So that said, we have 41.23% of all of India's manufacturing capability in the electronics ecosystem, and in exports also. We've grown to about 14.6 billion now, which is about 1.25 lakh crore INR. And we want to go the $100 billion way. So I think that with that target, our Chief Minister has announced this scheme today. And I see a lot of value coming through and a lot of new investments coming into new areas in Tamil Nadu. Over 30,000 crores worth of investments is what we are looking at. Looking at 60,000 new jobs, most of it high-end jobs also.
So what's the subsidy in terms of percentage and what kind of components?
There are 11 different components that the union has. So it's a matching grant. So whatever the union gives, we will also give. So it's a 1+1 for the investor. That said, the ecosystem in Tamil Nadu is such that any investor who comes in, he will automatically see that the entire supply chain is just around the corner. So when somebody comes in with a big investment, and he's making a PCB, and he needs some of those small diodes or resistors, he can find that right there, right next door in Tamil Nadu. He can go to Coimbatore, they can go to Chennai, they can go to Madurai, they can go to Trichy. Now Trichy Jaival is also coming in. So the ecosystem is built in all these places. Lots of infrastructure. Wherever they go, they'll get good talent also because of the schemes like Nan Mudalvan, which the Deputy Chief Minister through the Stalin is looking at. He's built that way that whenever new investors come in, when new tech comes in, the talent that's required to work on that tech is already ready in Tamil Nadu. So we're approaching this from all angles. We're creating talent in one side, we're giving the Chief Minister giving incentives on the other side, we're building infrastructure, roads, and infrastructure is needed for the talent also to work there, like hospitals, like education institutions. So all this is available in every corner of Tamil Nadu. So when an ecosystem like the electronics ecosystem is built, let's say in Sriperumbudur, which is a hotbed, right? This is the biggest electronics ecosystem in India. You will see every other infrastructure available in that area. So that is how Tamil Nadu approaches manufacturing. And as I said, with almost 50% of India's manufacturing right here, we would want to build more on it. And that's why this new scheme has been announced.
And what does that mean in terms of future investments with respect to the realm of electronics? Because Tamil Nadu has smashed all records, emerging as the top exporter of electronic components for the second time in a row. So what does that mean, sir, in terms of fourth time? Yeah. Well, that's huge. So what does that mean in terms of future investments for us?
See, tech is changing on a daily basis, so we will not rest on our laurels. We know that we could be up top with some tech today and one kind of manufacturing today, and suddenly something else could happen elsewhere in the world, some new development, and a completely new ecosystem is needed. That is why Tamil Nadu always has its eyes open. So today, this ecosystem also, we've given something for flexi PCBs, right? And HDI and flexi PCBs. These are all stuff which is not even coming to India in a big way yet. But we know that the world is going that way. We know wearables are in. So we know that these incentives need to be given today for investors who decide and come into a place, choose land, get their investments rolling, start building their ecosystem, start building their factory, take another good 2 years, right? And then when production starts, that requirement for that high tech will be right there in that year. So we look deep into the future. and give incentives for stuff which is coming in the future. So we're future ready. That's what Tamil Nadu is. Tamil Nadu is future ready.
Could you name some of those components?
I told you HDI PCBs that we're talking about, lithium-ion cells. We want. There's 11 different components in the whole list that the union government has given. So these are the components that I'll give you specific components. There are I think 7 or 8 that Tamil Nadu itself wants to build. Tamil Nadu itself wants to build. I'll tell you, display and the camera modules. These are very key. Because everything has a camera now, and you know that display is one of the key requirements today. So display, camera modules and their sub-assemblies, that's something which we're very keen on. PCBs, lithium-ion cells, SMD passive components. These are those resistors and diodes and stuff that we have been talking about. Active is that all your ICs are all active. So these are passive components that come in. So HDI flexible PCBs and the capital equipment that's needed for this. These are some of the key ones that we're looking at. But whatever the future holds, Tamil Nadu will be ready for it.
Last question, sir. Why be bullish on Tamil Nadu in terms of human resource, in terms of atmosphere, the kind of subsidies that you're giving, as in the kind of conducive environments that you're giving for businesses to thrive? Why be bullish on Tamil Nadu? What's going to be your elevator pitch in one line?
Talent. Everything depends on talent, right? Everything depends on talent and governance, policy, government which is progressive, which is inclusive. Exactly why you see so many women working in our factories now. Tamil Nadu is the one state with almost 42% of women working all over India are from just one state. So inclusive policies are big bet on education, right? This is given results. So anybody who comes into a space with investment, anybody can throw money, anybody can invest, but it needs talent to manufacture, right? It needs talent to manufacture the quality of manufacturing that's happening in Tamil Nadu. That is why people now, when they come into Tamil Nadu, they say this is the Japan of India. Because this is where product at 0 parts per billion come out, right? So that is what Tamil Nadu is all about. And for us, unique selling point for Tamil Nadu, it is its inherent talent.
Okay, final question. Is there a silent competition tussle between the BJP-ruled states and Tamil Nadu to attract and draw investment?
Tamil Nadu has never, ever seen other states as competition. We only consider other countries as our competition. And I see countries like Vietnam or Malaysia, which have the proximity and share the same geolocation. So that those countries are our competition when it comes to manufacturing. When it comes to indices, when our healthcare indices or our education indices, it's only the Scandinavian countries. So we know where Tamil Nadu's capabilities are. We know where Tamil Nadu is today. We want to build on that. So we're not wasting time on all these politics that you're looking at. And I think, to be very fair, the union is also understanding that building Tamil Nadu will only help build India on the whole. You can't lose out on a state which has 41% of your electronics capacity, 38% of your footwear capacity, 45% of your auto components capacity. You can't lose out on a state like this. So the union is also looking at helping states which have specific strengths. Like if we have auto component strengths, Gujarat might have refining strength, right? Or renewable strength. So let them build that there. Let us do what we are excelling in, and this is how India can excel on the whole. For India to win, Tamil Nadu needs to win bigger.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for your time.